And I just want to let everyone know we are going to be recording this webinar and reposting it, repackaging it for use on our in our Exhibitor Resource Center and on our website. So just FYI, this is being recorded. Nice. We have so many people from everywhere. All right. I think we can get started. We should have a quorum of folks joining us today. I just want to kick it off. My name is Leslie Hinton. I'm the AVP of Conferences and Events, and I am primarily responsible for operations and logistics for the MedTech conference and for everything that happens in the exhibit hall. I'm joined by colleagues from AdvaMed as well as our suppliers who help us make this event happen. It's our first time in Toronto, in Canada, leaving the US, and we wanted to make sure that we were setting all of our wonderful exhibitors and sponsors up for success. So we thought it would be a great idea to bring the team together to do this webinar and give you an overview of everything you can expect when you're coming to Canada to exhibit at the MedTech conference. We are going to hear from my colleagues at AdvaMed to give an event overview. We're going to talk about our Exhibitor Resource Center, Customs, Freeman. The Metro Toronto Convention Center representatives are going to go over some of the rules and requirements for working in the building, and then we will wrap up. To get started, I'd like to introduce my colleague, Erin Lee. She is the VP of Marketing, Strategy, and Growth, and she's going to give you all an overview of the conference for 2024.
Awesome. Thank you, Leslie. Welcome, everybody. We are sitting here on June 27th. We are a little over 100 days out from the show, if you can believe it. So I want you to know, as Leslie stated, we have a team here headquartered in Washington, D.C., who's working very hard to ensure that this is the largest global MedTech event ever. And so we are so excited. So what I thought it would be helpful for you is to give you a quick update on what we're expecting in Toronto, give you a quick overview of kind of the high level planning that's underway, what you can expect, and then some momentum, and then what's coming next in the next 3.5 months. So at the top of the call, I just wanted to kind of reinforce our theme this year. I'm really excited about it. It's called MedTech in Motion. And we love that the theme exemplifies the innovative nature of all the cool technology that you're going to be bringing to the show and our objective together, which is really ultimately to keep patients moving. So we have a lot of resources on the website that explain what you can expect and kind of the core components of the show. When everything's said and done, we will also be not only the largest MedTech conference, but the fastest growing medical technology and partnering event. So partnering will be critical for your success. So we're going to give you an overview of what that looks like and then what's coming very soon. So very quickly, we kind of like to talk about the event in 4 kind of key components. You can expect really unparalleled networking and access to the MedTech community. We are seeing a lot of new companies and new faces to the show. And if nothing else, you will be really, I think, inspired by the volume of companies that we're going to have. We're going to have more than 1,500 MedTech companies of all sizes. We're already seeing registration come in and really seeing great representation from large manufacturing companies to the very small companies. And the investment community is already really showing up well. I'll give you a very brief overview of our education program and what to expect. And then again, we are really amplifying everything we're doing around business development, offering a very efficient way to connect with companies. And then we've curated an awesome program to ensure we are attracting the investment community to the conference. And then you'll see some new naming convention around the event. The exhibit hall is located in the new MedTech campus. We've kind of reimagined a few things, but you'll start to see that terminology. All this to say it's a very kind of bustling ecosystem for MedTech. So who are we expecting? So largely over the years, we've done an excellent job at attracting the C-suite from CIOs, CMOs, CFOs, you name it. And again, right now, registration is trending that way. And we are expecting more than 40% of our registration to be that C-suite. But it's really important to note that we do offer something for everybody in the MedTech space from kind of that manager level and up. As far as the diversity of sectors that we represent, especially as far as patient solutions, we cover everything throughout that MedTech campus, through all the company pitches that you're going to see, and throughout our education. So this gives you an overview of how we're breaking down. We are seeing tremendous growth in AI, digital health, women's health, you name it. We have it represented at the show. So just a quick sampling of some of the companies that are already coming in with representation within our program, sponsoring, bringing a delegation. We're really inspired by both, the companies that are headquartered around the Toronto area, but then very much globally. When everything's said and done, we are expecting more than 40 countries to be represented in Toronto. So a quick tip for those of you that might have been to the event before, we've kind of shifted things because Monday is actually Canadian Thanksgiving on October 14th. But we are kicking the event off that day, and we will have a good amount of programming for the international community on Monday. And then working our way towards Tuesday, obviously that's when the exhibit hall opens. And we'll have a full day of exhibits, partnering, education, and then of course, networking all week. So please plan to arrive. So obviously, you have to arrive in time to set up your booth, which we'll go into. But we want to make sure that people come ready to go on Monday with an action-packed weekend. So on my side, as Leslie stated, I'm the VP of marketing, but we're really trying to ensure that we have a path for all personas in the MedTech space. So we've created a number of new packages, a number of new resources, all this to say because of our commitment to ensure that you get the maximum ROI and the most diverse set of attendees at your booth. So we are working closely with a number of partners on the ground, both inside of Canada, internationally, and then throughout the United States. And again, participation is going really well. All of our early indicators are fantastic. And what we're really seeing as far as objectives for companies, it's really to advance that business development, for facilitating capital formation, for companies like you to showcase cutting edge technology and really give people the opportunity to see and touch your technology. And then what we have been known for over the years is really providing timely world-class education that you can't get anywhere else. We also saw a record number of applications around our education program, which will lead us to a really awesome event. And then we know more than ever that face-to-face connection within really fun, interactive networking experiences is more important than ever. So we're going to offer that both inside the MedTech campus, and then we'll be announcing some of our locations very soon. So why did we choose Toronto? It's Canada's MedTech market is the 8th largest in the world. And when I tell you, like our partners there, both some of whom are on the phone today, but we've been working with them for more than 10 months, really planning out this event. And they are so thrilled to host us, welcome us with open arms. And Toronto, a number of the team members have been there. It is easy to get to. It's really easy to get through customs. So all this to say, it'll be a really great event. As far as a destination around international collaboration, we're seeing tremendous feedback, especially from our European partners, about the location and how easy it is to get to. And then as far as the hospital and the research and innovation community right there in Toronto is very robust. And again, we are expecting a record high number of early stage companies and entrepreneurs to be participating with us. So I did mention the MedTech campus. So what this is a snapshot of all the different areas within the floor. It's a very bustling, high energy, dynamic environment that features the exhibit hall, thousands of partnering meetings, both within the partnering area and then throughout the booths. We'll have the CEOs Unplugged stage with our patient pavilion. That is always a huge draw. We're bringing back our solutions showcase. We're growing our innovation pavilion. We're growing our career hub. And we'll be rolling out some announcements around our new tech hub very soon. And then, of course, very strong partnership with the MTI MedTech Innovation Showcase. And then you'll see some events throughout the week. And it's important to note that we get great traffic here because our keynote flows right from the MedTech campus floor. So quick highlight on education. We, as we sit here on June 27th, programming will be announced in the next few weeks. So look for that coming in July. But we will have it highly curated to make sure that it's efficient for attendees and exhibitors alike. So we'll have panel sessions organized by business strategies, patient engagement, market access, etc. Again, that'll all be announced soon. I'm really excited about our keynotes that are coming together. They promise to be both inspiring, educational, and where you're really getting access that you cannot get anywhere else to MedTech leadership. We're bringing back our fireside chats, and then we'll have a lot of great curated special programs focused on pediatric care, and some trends that we're seeing kind of across the board. And then, of course, company presentations, really quick ways to learn about technologies, depending on where they are in their pipeline. So I mentioned the MedTech Investor Forum. This is our third year, and it's really designed to attract key members of the MedTech healthcare investment community. So we have a team here who's really dedicated to that, to finding the VCs, angel investors, and private equity firms that are coming to the event. So this all bodes well, I think, for our companies who are investing in the conference. So very soon we'll be announcing some of our networking receptions that are in close proximity to the convention center. We want to make sure it's easy for you, but we promise they will be fun, dynamic, and inspiring. So stay tuned on that. So partnering, so that will launch around Labor Day in early September. And so I wanted to give you a breakdown of who uses the partnering system to ensure that you start to think about dedicating staff and resources who are responsible for your profile, for going in and logging in. We saw tremendous growth last year, and we expect that to continue to pick up. So partnering will open September 12th. We'll have a webinar for you that gives you everything you need to navigate the system. And it is where we're going to make sure that you invest in your online profile, your company's representation, to ensure that you have a really efficient and effective time in Toronto. So a couple of things coming soon to you that I wanted to make sure you're aware of, because we know you're investing heavily in your presence on the floor, but we have a lot of new online tools, and we're calling this the Influencer Challenge. So it's a new partner we're working with, and you will literally see it in your inbox in the next week or so. But it's where you will have an individual profile, and we're going to ask you to share and talk about your presence at the show, and it should make it really easy, and it's integrated into our registration system. So stay tuned on that. And then a couple of asks. We really have enhanced our online resources, like I mentioned, both on our website, but on social media. So we would love for you to join the conversation. We're announcing things every week on LinkedIn, so we'd love for you to talk and share. So we have a toolkit coming your way that we'll send out and make available, I think, in our Exhibitor Resource Center in the next, by early July. So as far as where we're at 3 months 3.5 months out. Again, speakers and sessions will be announced next month, and then we really hit the ground running around partnering. We'll have a couple more webinars for you that go deeper into the program. In the interest of time, wanted to keep it quick today. But really that bottom row of your logo and promo name deadline is around August 13th. That's also our early bird deadline when registration really picks up. And then, of course, the housing deadline, which is critical for everyone. So with that, I saw there might be a couple questions that came through. So I'm going to stop sharing and let's see what questions we have. All right. So yes, the recording will be available after. And did anyone have any other questions around the show, what to expect, or anything available to you all? All right. Well, we'll be here for the next 45 minutes. I'll pass it over to Liz.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Erin. I am really excited to see everything that we have been working on come together, come to life. So, wanted to do a little overview of our Exhibitor Resource Center. When it's really the first step in your journey to coming to Toronto, and making sure that you have an amazing experience. It can be accessed through the MedTech conference website. You'll hover over the sponsorship opportunities and exhibitor tab, and then click on exhibitor login. That will bring you to the Exhibitor Resource Center where you can put your email in. And if you're a new registrant to the system, new exhibitor, you will be prompted to check your inbox. You'll see a little picture, and then you'll get an email with a link and a temporary code. And using that, you'll be able to set a password and access the system at any time. Once you're there, you can have a very full resource center that covers financials, how you can print your invoice, you can upload your profile, which I think is really important to note. We want to make sure that you have really robust profiles. Those will be transferred over to the partnering system that Erin mentioned. So anything that you upload into here, we will automatically be uploading that into the partnering system, as well as your logos. And that can all be done from the Map Your Show Exhibitor Resource Center and the home page. You can also make payments, check your invoice, and do everything that you need to here. It's really, really simple. Additionally is the exhibitor checklist. The exhibitor checklist is meant to be a one-stop shop to help you really navigate everything you need to know about the show. And there are some new things that are really important to note for this year. For the first time, we actually have the ability to have multiple exhibitor contacts have their own login and Map Your Show, which means that if you have more than one person in your company that's helping with the exhibit booth management, you'll both have your own individual login, and you can see your colleagues' edits. You can see what people have uploaded. It's a really nice feature, and it allows everyone to have flexibility and to participate more fully and facilitate registration very easily. In this checklist, you're going to find everything that you need to know that we're going to talk about more with some of our partners today, from what you need to book with Freeman, customs information, registration and housing. It's all contained in this checklist, and the checklist really is thorough, and if you follow it, you'll hit everything that you need to be successful at the show. Another really good feature of this resource center is the resources tab. You'll see that highlighted here. Resources tab has AdvaMed's rules and regulations. It has our exhibitor housing block form if you want a block for 10 or more. It has Freeman's quick facts, as well as other key and critical information. So now I'm going to turn it over to Katie Stein from Merits, who is our official AdvaMed registration and housing provider.
Thanks, Leslie.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Like Leslie said, my name is Katie. So I'm the project manager for Merits, and like Leslie said, we are your registration and housing partner. So we've tried to make this really easy for you guys, but please let us know if you have questions. There's also going to be contact information at the end. Okay, so once you're at the MedTech conference website, you'll be directed to the registration site, and you would choose Exhibitor. And then, like Leslie mentioned before, you'll be redirected to that Exhibitor Resource Center. So this is where you'll sign in with your Map Your Show credentials. And then once you're logged into Map Your Show, you'll see it referred to as MYS throughout this presentation. You'll click on the button, it'll say Reg, Housing and Lead Retrieval, and this will bring you into Merits. And then after you're registered, we'll kind of go into that on another slide, but you'll have two options for housing. If you need 9 or less rooms for your group, you'll just book your room under Manage Group on the dashboard. And then if you need 10 or more rooms for your group, you'll go through the Request a Block process, and we'll also go through that process here too. Okay, so this is where you'll start if you need 9 or less rooms. So you would, once you're on the validate screen, you'll choose 9 or less. And then you'll be redirected into your contact profile. And so you'll just go over all of your information. And if it's correct, you'll agree to the terms of use, and then you'll click on verify. And then from the dashboard, you'll see that purple button, and it's called Manage Group. And this is where you can add or edit any of your booth personnel. And then you'll also see your allotment totals, how many people you have registered so far, and then what's left from that allotment availability. But after that, you would click on Manage Group, and then that'll take you to the group summary page. And you'll see there you have options like add new person. You can also import people if you have a large list. So you're able to do that there. And then you can also send confirmations from this screen as well. And then let's say that you need 10 or more rooms. So you'll go through the Request a Block process. So you'd hit 10 or more rooms, and then you're going to begin the room block request process. And then here you're able to select your hotel choices, and you can rank them based on your preference. And then, like we said, this is a request. So if we do have availability to accommodate that request, we will try to do it based on your hotel preferences that you've listed here. And then you can also select additional criteria that's important to you, such as rate, proximity to the conference center, and also if you'd like all the rooms at the same hotel. So once you're done with that, you're going to move on to your arrival and departure dates. And then you just have to make sure that you have selected how many rooms you want on the main event night. And the main event night is the peak night on October 15th. And then once that's done, you'll hit apply. And then after you've selected all your dates for your block, you'll see your selections here based on what you said that you needed. And then if you need to adjust anything, this is the spot to do it. But if you're done, you would hit next. And then at this point, you're basically just reviewing everything that you inputted and making sure that it's all correct. And if it is, you would hit submit room block request. And then you'll get a confirmation email just basically saying that your block request has been submitted. And then Merits will go in and assign a group to the hotel. And once your block has been assigned to the hotel, you will get an email basically outlining your guarantee of your block of rooms. And then to agree to accept that block, you have to log back in through Map Your Show. And then you're going to click on the guarantee block, that purple button. And then there you're able to input your payment information and guarantee your block. And then, so like I mentioned before, you'll be entering your payment information. You'll land back on the dashboard. And this is important to note. Your credit card is only used to hold the block of rooms, and so will not be charged. But then you can go to Manage Group and start adding your exhibitors or send out the link for them to make their own arrangements. And I know this was a lot of information, but basically if you need 9 or less or 10 or more, we certainly have you covered for housing and registration, but please contact our exhibitor coordinator if you have any questions or any issues. And we can put this email in the chat here too. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. I really appreciate you being on. And if anyone has further questions about registration or housing, feel free to put them in the chat or email that medtech exhib at merits.com. We'll be happy to get you set up and help you out. I wanted to go over customs because I think that that is one of those areas that everyone probably who is not from Canada has a lot of questions about. We have partnered with Cross Connect, which is an international customs brokerage and tax rebate consultancy. They couldn't join us today, but they stand willing, ready, willing, and able to um, help you with all of your customs needs. Next slide. Next one. Noah, sorry. Sorry, everybody. The government programs that Canada has implemented are a international events and convention services program and a foreign convention tour and incentive program. And AdvaMed is participating in both of these. They are Canadian government programs that are offered to the business community and event organizers to ensure a streamlined entry of goods and delegates into Canada. And our partner Cross Connect can help with all of the appropriate services for these to make sure that you're able to participate fully. So these programs allow us to set up a marshaling yard at the MTCC, which is These programs allow us to set up a customs clearinghouse at the marshaling yard at the MTCC. So none of your shipments will ever be delayed at the border. Everything gets cleared on site at the convention center, and the agents will be there processing things directly. This is a huge benefit. It makes things very, very simple for you. As long as things are properly labeled and shipped, you won't face any border delays. The FCTIP also is a tax rebate program that exhibitors that are from outside of Canada will be eligible for. You need to save all of your receipts. It applies to goods and services that are acquired from Canadian vendors, AV, our general service contractor services, and more. And Cross Connect can assist you as long as you save all of your receipts on how you can receive those rebates. If you're bringing medical devices or drugs to Canada, we typically, if they're cleared for use in Canada, there's no problem at all. If they're not cleared for use in Canada, you can actually go through a process to request the import of them for display purposes only. It's a fairly simple process. Cross Connect has all of the forms and can help assist with that. Just be sure to check your devices and make sure that they're already approved in Canada, and if not, reach out to them to facilitate the entry of those items. So the next steps for customs, at least 2 months prior, you should be contacting Cross Connect to gather all of the forms and required information that you need. And then 1 month prior is when you should plan to submit your forms for shipping review and work with them directly. The good thing is you only need one set of forms for round trip Canada to the US, which makes it very easy. And they will be available for assistance during the event as well as leading up to it. Here is their contact information. So we will also make sure that everyone receives that, and it is located in the Exhibitor Resource Center as well. If you have any questions about customs, please feel free to reach out to them directly. You can also copy me on any questions, and I'll be happy to make sure that you have a great experience. Next, I want to introduce Maud from Freeman. Freeman is our general services contractor, and she's here to talk a little bit about what it's like to exhibit in Canada from the general service contractor perspective, and give us an overview. Maud is the Freeman representative that's located in Toronto, so it's her home city, and she definitely has great insight. Maud?
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you for the opportunity, and hello, everyone. We're really looking forward to seeing you in Toronto and after the summer. Can we have the summer first, please? And then the conference. So welcome, everybody. I'm going to talk a little bit about offerings. So go ahead, next slide, please. So on this slide, you'll see the services that are offered by Freeman on the left-hand side. So we offer transportation services, both ground and air, material handling services, both advanced warehouse and show site receiving, exhibit packages and booth rentals or custom booth rentals. So if you would prefer to have a booth design instead of shipping, this is something we can do. We can assist with your graphic signage and any sponsorships. Of course, furnishings and flooring and installation and dismantle services. If you're sending your own display, we can set it up for you. And you'll see the links below each service goes directly to each website. On the right-hand side, the services offered by NTCC, janitorial and vacuuming, internet and telecommunications, food and beverage, parking, and a slew of other services. And Showtech Power and Lighting are exclusive providers of electrical lighting, plumbing, some high visibility vests will be offered on the show site, and I'm sure Convention Center will talk about that, as well as sign and banner hanging, excuse me. I'll talk a little bit about transportation. Leslie talked about customs clearance. So this is the difference between, let's say, the US or international. You are required to have customs clearance services, contact Cross Connect. They are the expert in the field. So shipping to Canada is fairly simple, almost the same as shipping through the US. It's the world's longest international border. It's, like I said, very simple. We can assist you with your transportation services. We have a team of experts that are there standing by. Their contact information are available here. So some shipping basics. Have your information with you when you come to show site. It's always easy. Or have this information if you're contacting us for an estimate or a quote. So your piece count and with weights and dimension of each pieces, the pickup address, loading dock availabilities, and when it's going to be ready, and where do you want to ship it, whether show site or advanced warehouse. As far as shipping timelines, consider geographics. So if you're shipping from the East Coast, it'll take less time than if you're shipping from the West Coast. And clearance basics, we talked a little bit, Leslie talked a little bit about it, but have a shipping manifest of what, you're shipping. Manifest includes, country of origin, manufacturing, value, where it was made. The manifest is utilized to complete a commercial invoice. Again, Cross Connect will have all of that information. This is here just as for your information. Next slide, please. So a couple of key dates, warehouse and show site dates. Determine if you prefer to ship to the advanced warehouse or to directly to show site. Advanced warehouse will be made available between September 12th and October 4th. And to avoid any late arrival fees, we need to receive it by October 12th. Sorry, by October 4th, and then show site begins on October 12th. My apologies. Using the official custom broker versus your own carrier. We all of us here are your official vendors, partners, but you're absolutely free to use anyone that you're more familiar with, or if your organization uses your own transportation company or custom broker, you're very welcome to do so as well. Do not ship food, plants, cannabis products, alcohol, firearms, tobacco, personal items in your shipment. Timelines, how long? Again, plan on having a carrier arrive in Toronto 3 days. So they're here. Again, geographically, East Coast will take less time than West Coast. So anywhere in the East Coast up until Florida can take 1 to 3 days, and the West Coast can take 10 days. Important notes about holidays and different holidays. As it was introduced in the beginning of the presentation, Canada has Thanksgiving on October 14th, so it might have different holidays than in the US. As stated, any shipment originating outside of Canada will require customs clearance documentation, and then back to the US as well. If you're using a FedEx and UPS, or DHL, everything must be prepaid in advance, and nobody will accept COD shipments. So ensure, and even if you're ordering products, let's say from printing house, ensure that when they are shipping it, that it's prepaid so that there's no duties to be paid on arrival. Next slide. And then some useful tips. So currency and taxes. So all the Freeman services for events held in Canada will be invoiced to you in Canadian dollars. Your credit card company will convert back to US if you're in the US, according to the day's exchange rate, with their own bank and transaction fees. Freeman does not control the banking system. Some days we'd like to, but that's not the case. While in Canada, your purchases and rental items will be subject to federal and provincial taxes, even if you're not a resident. These vary from location to location and are added to your invoice. In Ontario, the tax rate is 13%. You will see HST on your invoices. So if you want to save money on Freeman services, order in advance. If you order up to 4 weeks in advance, you'll benefit from 40% discount on the standard rates. So order by September 12th to benefit from the best possible rates. And you can go place your order on Freeman Online. It's innovative ordering portal. They'll give you not only the option to order products, but all the information about the show, timelines, deadlines, Freeman related, of course, and review invoices from past events as well. Also, as Leslie mentioned, as a non-Canadian in a foreign convention, you may be eligible to some tax rebates, which are issued by the Canadian government. And the link is there so you can consult all the information. And then again, since we're invoicing you in Canadian dollars, remember that there'll be there'll be currency difference. So the US dollar is a lot higher value than Canadian dollars. So you're going to save some dollars here in conversion. And I've included a currency conversion to get an approximate conversion rate for you as well. And I will pass this on to our friends at the Convention Center. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Maude. I would like to introduce Christy Long with the Metro Toronto Convention Center. Christy is our primary point of contact, and she's going to give a little overview via video about the services offered at the Metro Toronto Convention Center.
Thank you, Leslie. Yes, we are very excited to be hosting your event and look forward to welcoming you in Toronto. So yes, there's a video presentation. I'm just going to share my screen. Hopefully this comes up. Hello, I'm Christy Long, the event manager for the MedTech conference at the Metro Toronto Convention Center. I've prepared this presentation to provide essential information for your time here. My colleagues and I will be available after the presentation to answer any questions. We know it can be challenging to adapt to new venues and services each year. So for your convenience, we prepared a 5-page exhibitor forms package. This package contains everything you need to know, including MTCC services and exhibiting rules and regulations. To access the MTCC exhibitor package, visit our website at www.mtccc.com. It's also included in the MedTech exhibitor manual. MTCC offers 3 core services to exhibitors: booth cleaning, internet, and parking. Booth cleaning is an exclusive service provided by the MTCC. No other provider is permitted to offer the service within the facility. If you are working with display or exhibit build companies, please inform them of this policy. You can order booth cleaning services on our website at www.mtccc.com/order. The service includes vacuuming, mopping, emptying garbage bins, and light dusting of surfaces for each day of the show. Internet is also an exclusive service. We offer one of the best networks in the convention industry, providing wireless and wired internet services, along with various custom setups that can be arranged with our telecom team. This service is available on our website. If you wish to speak to our tech team before placing an order, they can be reached at communications@mtccc.com. Parking. If you are local to the Greater Toronto Area or planning to rent a car while staying here, we offer Exhibitor parking at a discounted price of $18 per day at the Convention Center. This rate is only available during the early bird period, which ends on September 27, 2024. Our business center, located on level 300 of the North Building, offers a wide range of services and products. We can arrange delivery of any items purchased to anywhere within the building. Our printing services include regular copies, poster printing, banner printing, merchandise, and flyers. Orders placed in advance receive discounted rates, so please contact us for a quote if you wish to order these items. All materials can be delivered directly to your booth. Additionally, we offer PPE, personal protective equipment, such as toe caps, high reflective vests, and helmets, as well as fire extinguisher rentals. During your move-in, an exhibitor service desk will be set up in your exhibit hall, along with the other show suppliers. The desk will also be open for a few hours on the first day of the show, staying open for up to 1 hour after the show begins. After this time, the desk will not be staffed, but a sign with a contact telephone number will be provided for any assistance you may need. We also offer food and beverage services, which are popular for attracting traffic to your booth. Our wide range of services includes everything from renting an espresso machine with a skilled barista to providing alcohol bars, lunch and breakfast items, and an array of desserts. Our culinary team prepares all the items in-house and can work with you to create custom solutions for your booth. Food and beverage services are exclusive to the Metro Toronto Convention Center. No other provider is allowed to offer these services within the facility. All orders must be submitted 6 weeks prior to the event. Orders received within 3 weeks are subject to a 25% surcharge and approval. The MTCC retains the exclusive right to provide, control, and retain all food and beverage services throughout the facility for events. Visit mtccc.com/order to view our menu and place an order. Exhibiting rules and regulations. Listed in our exhibitor package are all the important topics. Please ensure you take the time to read them and submit the mandatory forms required. Guidelines for exhibitors and display companies, fire regulations for exhibitors, fire safety reply, this is mandatory, emergency procedures, guidelines for securing your exhibit, rigging overhead work policy, unapproved, approved electrical equipment, also mandatory if you have electrical equipment in your booth. Following are requirements for exhibitors to comply with during the design, construction, and teardown phases of their booths here at the MTCC. These requirements follow the Ontario Building Code, Ontario Fire Code, Occupational Health and Safety Act, and regulations. Booth requirements. All construction materials shall comply with the Ontario Building Code. Ensure to use approved materials, processes, or equipment, and to obtain approval where required. Include safeguards to be used to protect the hazard. Examples, natural gas-fired equipment, cooking appliances, etc. A safe means of egress shall be provided within a booth as required by the Ontario Fire Code and Ontario Building Code. 2 means of exit are required where the intended occupant load of the floor area exceeds 60 persons and/or the floor area exceeds 2,000 square feet. Open-top exhibition booths and platforms not exceeding 400 square feet are acceptable. Booths beyond these will require approval from the MTCC. Fire protection requirements within a booth depend on the size of the booth and if it is single-level roofed booth or double-deck booth. Storage of crates. Storage of crates can be arranged with your decorator. Carpet area in the venue. There are various areas in the venue that are carpeted. Should exhibitors be laying their own booth carpet down over any existing carpet in the venue, you are required to protect it before booth carpet is installed. For example, with a protective sheet of visqueen. The Ministry of Labor declared that during move-in and move-out, the exhibit levels are considered construction sites. Therefore, all workers must wear protective footwear according to the Occupational Health and Safety Act. Exhibitors, service providers, and show management personnel working on the show floor during move-in and move-out periods must wear approved personal protective equipment, or PPE, such as CSA-approved safety shoes, high visibility vests, and hard hats when working under overhead work or rigging. Professional contractors are usually aware of these requirements, and their staff will always wear the PPE while on the show floor. However, it is important to remind everyone involved of this rule and plan accordingly. If your sales representatives will be checking on the booth while move-in is still in progress, they also need to wear safety shoes and vests. The show floor gets very busy with traffic, and injuries can happen easily. The fire safety reply form must be completed and submitted by each exhibitor. If our fire and safety compliance officer has any questions, they will contact you directly. This form is available in the exhibitor package online and in the MedTech exhibitor manual. Fire regulations for exhibitors. Ladder safety. Use the appropriate ladder for the task and ladder user. Ensure personnel working at heights comply with the local fall arrest and fall protected legislative requirements. Fall protection equipment must be worn when working over 3 meters or 10 feet. Raised flooring. Low-rise platform flooring is allowed for covering utility lines, such as wiring, cabling, and piping. Raised floors are limited to a maximum height of 6 inches or 15 centimeters. If people will be standing on raised areas, they must be non-hazardous and wheelchair accessible. Electrical equipment and connections. All electrical equipment in, on, or above the booth must comply with the Ontario Electrical Safety Code. Electrical equipment is considered approved if it bears the certification mark or field approval label of an organization that has been accredited by the Standards Council of Canada to approve electrical equipment. Guidelines for securing your exhibit. In an effort to assist exhibitors in prevention of asset loss, the MTCC offers some useful guidelines that can be applied during any event. Do not leave your booth unattended during setup and teardown periods. Make arrangements in advance with the event security contractor. Should you witness any suspicious behavior or asset loss, please contact Event Security or MTCC Security. Rigging overhead work policy. Rigging is an exclusive service provided by Showtech Power and Lighting. Ensure the area below overhead work is clear of people. Detailed production schedules are essential for safety and efficiency. Unapproved electrical equipment can only be displayed, not energized, with permission from the Electrical Safety Authority. The permission to show form is available in our exhibitor package online and the MedTech exhibitor manual. Move in and move out. For those of you that require the use of our loading docks, please refer to the self-loading docks map for access. All personnel must wear PPE during move-in and move-out. Exhibitor recycling program. Recycling on the show floor. Our cleaning team will provide multiple tilt bins on the floor. These are labeled to indicate the correct items, i.e. cardboard, metal, etc. Exhibitors then fill the bins up with their items, and our cleaning team will dispose of the bins in the designated compactors. Donations. With advance notification, we coordinate the donation of viable goods to needful organizations. If items are approved for donation, there is no additional cost and transport is organized by MTCC. These event donations support our local shelters, community organizations such as Habitat for Humanity, and school boards in Toronto and Peel. In the 2022-2023 financial year, we donated 30,450 kilograms of goods, items such as furniture, toys, clothing, etc. To get involved in reducing event waste, exhibitors can plan and discuss next steps with the MTCC prior to their move-in if they are expecting leftover items by messaging photos and a description of items to donate to donations@mtccc.com. Thank you for your time today, and our team is now available if you have any questions.
Thank you, Christy, for that really comprehensive overview. If anyone has questions, you can share them in the chat, or you can, if you want to, have anything that's for the group, let us know. If not, we have a key list of supplier contacts at the MTCC. We'll make sure that everyone on this call gets this, as well as the packet of guidelines and forms. And you can reach out to us after this webinar with anything else you have. So we're going to next to final thoughts and wrap up. I want to thank everyone for being here today. We're really excited about the momentum we're building for our time in Toronto. And we have some suggested action items for you. Number one is check your passports. Make sure you have that passport ready to go. Get your registrations in soon and your housing. We want to make sure that our exhibitors and sponsors get the housing blocks that they most want in the hotels that they want. We have some great properties. Explore the Exhibitor Resource Center. It has a comprehensive list of everything you need. And if there's something that isn't there that you have a question about, please reach out to me. I'm always available and happy to help. Complete your exhibitor checklist. That helps us make sure that we can monitor, your progress through the booth system, and kind of point out if there are anyone that we think might need additional assistance. And it also just makes sure that you check every item off the list that that you need to have done to have a successful booth at the MedTech conference. Don't forget to arrange for your shipping and customs clearance. And then lastly, as Erin said before, promote your presence at the MedTech conference through our tool Snowball and social media. And we'll also have a toolkit coming out for exhibitors that they can embed on their website with other resources to promote. And our last final thought is that we still have some high. Let's try this again. I don't know where that echo came from. Sorry, everyone. We still have some high visibility sponsorship opportunities available. Cassie and Jennifer DeWitt from our sales team are on today. They've been answering questions in the chat. I don't know if you guys want to pop in and just show everyone your smiling faces. There are banners and branding opportunities, headshot lounges, there's pocket guide sponsorships, all kinds of good things that you can still contract to enhance your time at the conference. And you can contact sales at advamed.org for any of those. And with that, I thank you all for joining, and I really appreciate you. And I'm looking forward to actually meeting you in person at the conference.
Thanks
Thank
everyone
you.
for joining.
Thank you. Have a good day, everybody.
Have a great one.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for putting this together. Thank you.
Thank you.